You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Hey, Money Mamas. Welcome to the Monetized Mom podcast. I'm your host, Flo Alexander, and in this week's episode, we're going to be talking about how to be more productive and less stressed. I know you guys are interested in that, so stay tuned. Now, before I get started, I want to share a free resource with you. The Monetized Mom Master Playbook is my 4-part framework for turning your expertise into a profitable online business. And yes, you heard right, it's free. You can grab it now at themonetizedmom.com/freebie. Again, that's themonetizedmom.com/freebie. Now let's get on with this episode. So if you guys follow me on Instagram at The Monetized Mom, then you already know that I share bits and pieces of my day. So I often share my to-do list, things that I'm getting done. I share my power hour, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And I recently received a message from someone that said, "You're so productive and with a newborn," and they were just super impressed by what I was doing or able to get done. So I wanted to come on here and share exactly what it is that I'm doing, what I have changed about my schedule, how I've just revamped everything that has me feeling a lot better. And obviously other people are seeing the fruit of the changes that I've made. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully you'll find something that you can take away or maybe even adopt into your own day so that you can be more productive and less stressful, just as I am. So first things first, I have a morning success routine. It's what I call a morning success routine. And this is something that I actually got from my business coach. This is something that they do on a daily basis and kind of recommended that I do. And so I adopted it. And if you've ever heard of Dr. Cindy Trinn's Command Your Morning, I would say it's probably is in line with that, where you really want to set the intention and set your morning that really pretty much sets the tone for the rest of your day. So I have my own morning success routine, and a part of that is waking up between 5 and 5:30 a.m. Now, you guys know that I have a newborn. At the time of this recording, my son is 1 month, just a little bit over a month, not quite 2 months yet. And that can be very difficult, especially on nights when he's getting up in the middle of the night. So it's a tough task. And for someone, I'm not going to say I'm not a morning person because I don't want to speak that anymore, but I am the person that needs a little bit more time in the morning before I start interacting with people. And so knowing that and then taking more time off of my sleep, that was definitely difficult for me to adopt, but it's something that I knew I needed to do. And the reason that I knew I needed to do it is because I needed time to ease into my morning. Before waking up this early, I would sleep until the least minute the closest minute to when you had to be up, like the last minute that you could get up, I would do that. And I would find myself frazzled. I would find myself groggy. I would be tired, and I would be waking up to a crying toddler. And so I knew that in order for me to not feel that way, I needed to get up before them and have time to ease into the morning. Not only my kids, but I needed to get up before my husband, because when my husband's up, he's like up and on 10. He's like my daughter. They get up, they are happy about life, and that's nothing wrong with that. However, I need time to kind of ease into it before I interact with people. So I knew I needed to get up before my kids and my husband. So I started waking up between 5 and 5:30, which allowed me to ease into the morning, to go through the rest of my morning routine and kind of get myself in the headspace to be able to interact with people. And I tell you, that is the best thing that I have done. When I tell you, when I can get up and I can be dressed, ready, I could have eaten breakfast all before my whole house gets up, I am set. I'm in such a better mood. I'm not groggy. I'm not grumpy. I'm able to talk to my husband without an attitude. That was one of the first things that I did that allowed me to really set the tone for my day. So I get up between 5 and 5:30. Now, if my son decides he wants to get up at 3 a.m. to eat, I still will get up early. It may not be like 5 o'clock, but I'll definitely try to get up no later than 5:30. My goal is to be up by 5 o'clock, 5:15, no later than 5:30. If he does get up in the middle of the night and I do need a little bit more sleep, I may go a little bit later, but the goal is to be up before everyone else in the house. So that's the first thing that I did. The second part of my routine is once I'm up, I have morning declarations that I go through, and it's on my phone. I have it on my phone, and I just read through all of those declarations. It's declarations concerning my family, concerning my health, concerning my finances, concerning my business, concerning my children, concerning every aspect of my life. I have declarations that I go through on a daily basis. These are declarations that God really gave me for my specific situation. So I go through those declarations. I have them written down. I read them every morning. And quite honestly, to me, that is like the best way that you can start your day off. It's equivalent to prayer. I mean, it's really, to me, it is prayer. Because if you pray the way I pray, it's not begging God, but it's declaring and thanking God. So I go through my morning declarations, and it really sets the tone. Like for me, it's really telling the enemy, I know you was going to try it today, but I'm already declare this over my day and over my life and over my family right now at the top of the day, right when I get up, so we can go ahead and cut that out already. So that's how I feel about my declarations. But that's the first thing that I do once I get up. I go and do my declarations and I begin my day. The other part of my morning routine that I always found that I would always lack was really taking care of myself. A lot of times when I would get up, it would be get up, go, take care of kids, make sure kid is okay. At the time I would have to go to work. I would have to just make sure everything was taken care of, and I was not taking care of myself. So now every morning I make it a habit or make it a point to make sure I'm up early enough to ease into my morning, do my declarations, and take care of myself. And I mean like physically take care of myself, making sure that I'm brushing my hair, that I'm putting my eyebrows on, because them eyebrows were the first thing to go when I would be late. Now I'm making sure my eyebrows are shaped and I'm presentable. I have my outfit picked out. I'm doing all these self-care things that I should have been doing, but because I was taking care of everything else and in such a rush that I often neglected those things. So that is one thing that is a must in the morning. I don't care if my son is crying. He is going to have to wait a little bit. He's an infant. He will understand later in life. He's not in danger or anything, but he has to wait until mama has brushed her hair, gotten herself together, and feels like her best self before I go handle that situation. So that is another thing that I have adopted, is making sure that I'm taking care of myself first thing in the morning before I try to pour out for anybody else. After I've done all that, then I make sure I pray, and then I also make sure I journal. And actually prayer can go within any of that time frame. Like I said, my declarations are really prayers, but then I actually have a moment of, hey, Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for everything you've done. And it was where I'm really just thanking God for everything and thanking him for protection for the day. But I make sure I pray, and then I also journal. And my journal isn't long. I used to write long journal entries, but I don't write anything long. It's really just, hey, this is what happened yesterday. I reflect on yesterday. And I know some people journal at night to reflect on the day, but I don't. I journal in the morning, kind of talk about what happened yesterday, plans for the day, more gratitude type stuff. But I make sure that I journal. I try to journal every day. The weekend's kind of iffy, but I do during the week journal every single day. Now, I will say a huge part of me being more productive is on account of the fact that I've started planning again. And again, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw where I posted my new planner that I paid too much money for with the planner stickers. But I really started planning. So a part of my day is planning for the next day or the next several days, and just writing out what I have to do so that I'm prepared, for that day when it comes. A lot of times, I would be not necessarily surprised, but unprepared for the things that I had to do for the day. So like if I had an appointment, I may not have been prepared to leave on time. So now I plan my day the day before, so I know exactly what I have to do, whether that's, getting clothes ready the day before, getting my daughter's clothes ready the day before, packing up bags, whatever that is, I plan the day before. And so planning has been a tremendous help as far as being productive. Now, a part of my planning is also time blocking. So I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous podcast episode, but I know I talked about the limited time that I have to work on the business. I know the hours that I have to work on the business because I time block. So there are certain times where I have to feed my son. So obviously I can't do any work then unless it's something on my phone. But then I will time block the times that he's napping. And I know those are the hours that I can get things done. And then I also have what I call a power hour, which if you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen some of those clips as well. And that's where I use that hour of time to clean the house, certain areas of the house. I don't try to do everything at once, but there are certain areas of the house that I will clean at a certain time just to make sure, one, that it's taken care of, but then I'm not also spending all day cleaning. Like I limit it to an hour. I figure out what small task can I get done within that hour, and I do something every day. So it may be cleaning a bathroom. It may be straightening up a room. It may be dusting. It may be mopping. Whatever the case is, I pick one task so I'm not overwhelmed. I don't know about you guys, but I used to do what my mom would do. Saturday, you'd be cleaning all morning, the house smelling like bleach. And that just doesn't work for me. One, I'm not about to be up in the wee hours in the morning for the purpose of cleaning. But two, it's just, you don't want to spend your whole day on Saturday cleaning and not doing anything else. Like I want to get out on Saturday morning and go to the park with my kids. So I decided that I'm going to just choose one thing every day, and I'm just going to clean that area up so it avoids me being overwhelmed and stressed out about the task of cleaning. So that is one thing that I did adopt, which is the power hour. I definitely recommend it for anyone. Just dedicate an hour. Even if you can't do an hour, 30 minutes, just find that one thing that you can devote that time to, knock that out. You will feel a sense of accomplishment, but two, you will also not feel so overwhelmed. And the other thing is, like, if you don't finish everything within that hour, that's fine. Get to a stopping point and be done, walk away. And that's one thing I had to get used to, because I'm that person that once I start, I want to finish. But I had to get, used to the idea of get what you can done and then come back to it later. So that's one thing that I also adopted as well. The next thing that I did was I actually made it a point to go outside every day. And a part of that is just being able to go out and just view, the beautiful landscape that we have in our neighborhood. But just to get some fresh air, that allows your mind to be cleared and allows you to think, come up with ideas. I like to go walking and I get to pray during that time and I get to just think. And I think a lot of times we're so busy that we don't have time to stop and think and just let our mind rest and even wander. And so I enjoy that time outside because that's where I come up with the best ideas, especially when it comes to content. But just having that fresh air, getting some sunlight, we need it for our health, first of all. But just getting out there and walking, getting my blood flowing, getting my heart rate up, that has been so beneficial in me feeling a lot better, feeling happier. And ultimately, I think it has contributed to me being more productive because now I have to take a break because I know I'm going outside. So I have to cut stuff short or to get stuff done in a certain time so that I can go outside and enjoy the day. So that is one other thing that I have adopted as a part of my day that has helped me be more productive and also less stressed. And the last thing that I want to share is that I created rules that I govern my life by. It governs the person it speaks to the person that I want to be. And again, I don't take credit for this at all. This is something that I learned from my business coach, but I created rules that I want to live by. And it's nothing like hard rules or anything, things that I've already been doing, but it really speaks to who I want to be as a person. Like some of my rules include I tithe off of all of my income. I go outside every day. I keep my home and my car clean as a way of showing gratitude for the things that I've been blessed with. I tell my family I love them every day. Those are just some of the rules that I live by, those things that I have committed to doing on a daily basis that will govern my life and the person that I want to be. And I talk about, part of my character is like, I'm a person of integrity. I don't engage in gossip or defaming anyone's character or name. So those are just rules that I live by. And I think they have also been beneficial in just making sure that I remain on the straight and narrow, and that I ultimately live the life that I want to live and be the person that I want to be. So that's how I've been a lot more productive. I felt a lot more energized. I just been a lot more joyous and happy. On account of this, I won't say this is solely it, but this has been a big contribution to that, especially the whole productivity part. But I definitely wanted to share that with you guys, and hopefully you can take away some tidbits and adopt those into your daily tasks and your daily habits. So as always, if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next episode.